Hi guys, Tucker here with a new video, and this video will be a discussion video about 10.1 and what they are going to do with PvP. On my live stream, in the beginning of the live stream, I ranted about they didn't talk about PvP at all, and at the end of my live stream, we did discuss about the 10.1 changes, and I wanted to make a more contrived video about those changes, and I want to discuss it right away. I'm not going to discuss about every single balance change because that is not the most important thing in my opinion. I think this post is pretty much their intent on what they want to do about um, or what they want to do about PvP as a whole, right? They want to basically remove a bit of the burst potential of all the classes, all the specs. Of course, they're going to make balancing changes, and they still want a PvP pacing to be very, very healthy. So to be still fast, but not too fast. So healers can actually heal, and that DPSs can actually do their rotation without having to shorter the rotation because someone died before. It will kill a few builds like those crit builds that you can have as an arms warrior and such, but I think overall that's the right decision and the right approach. Although I always liked to have 200% crit damage, I think we are in a state in a game where you cannot have that 200% crit damage. So I think it's a good thing to have 150% instead of 175%. So overall 25% nerf on the PvP on the crit, but a normal amount of damage will still be a normal amount of damage. So that's a good thing. What we see is the crowd control. The crowd control actually being reduced. So overall, they're going to remove the trinket set. So the gladiator's distinction will no longer give 10% CC reduction, and these profession items will no longer grant 5% CC reduction. The first thing that actually came up into my mind is, are orcs going to get the nerf about their racial? Because what I read is people are going to change to orc and have a double dip on the reduction on the amount of CC and the duration on CC that we can have in PvP. So we will see the patch notes about that. Plus having the orc diminishing, like the reduction on stuns. So basically you will have a stun like a kidney shot of 4 seconds instead of a 5-second kidney shot. Big spoiler alert, they get nerfs on kidney shot and many more CC. So I think if they're not nerfing orc, that would be is not like, it would be stupid. Let's call it like that. It would be very stupid. If they are actually nerfing orc, then I would say good job. But I think just in general, the good play would be remove every single racial, or give the option to the player to actually change the racials by talking to something or a NPC or anything. I know it's not really role play. I know it's not really lore-ish, but having everyone turn into orc or dark iron dwarf or night elf would be also very stupid in my opinion. But they are still going to turn the PvP tuning into a fast-paced gameplay, which is not bad. I think it's better than dampening, but we'll have to see what we can do. We did some calculations, not on stream but outside of the stream. I Again, 15% was already the CC reduction we had, and now they're going to remove a bit of CC on like a bit of duration on everything. So if from 5 seconds to 4 seconds is a reduction of 20%, it is only 5% less CC. So it was already around 4.2 seconds. So I guess it's not that bad. I think on some CC you do get kind of gutted. Like for example, blind will be a 5-second duration, which will make blind into sapping not work, but you could do a stun into blind into sap. but we'll have to see what they're going to do. I think there is still a possibility. I think people are overreacting. There is a lot of videos already up. Didn't even have the time to make a video with people saying is PvP dead? Oh my god, CC reduction. Oh my god, skill play is already gone. I think it's not really the case. I think for reals, it's going to be better for the casual player, but also for the hardcore player, also for the healers. And the only things that are going to be a bit iffy is probably for the rogues and probably for the RMPs. But guess what? Not everyone plays an RMP. And I think the healers in general, in social, but also just in general, 3v3 or 2v2, will gladly see the CC reduction on everything. The CC duration reduction on everything. Now we'll see what they're going to do overall, but I think it's a great decision. PvP talents, they're going to rework it. They're going to change a few things. For example, Roar of Sacrifice for hunters is going to be class talent, uh, so it makes it up for a extra PvP talent, but also just in general, it will be better for you as a class to decide specific PvP talents for specific situations. Where Roar of Sacrifice was always taken because it was always that good, and that's actually a very good thing. And all those like kind of things are going to happen, so you will have more choices and better choices to make when you are going to choose your PvP talents, which is a good thing. Precognition is going to be like baseline pretty much. It will be a optional region for your crafted gear, and you can apply it and it will count as an embellishment. So it's actually very good for classes. Everyone will take it because there is no reason to not. And I think it will also open up a extra PvP talents, and the CC duration reduction plus the precognition changes plus the amount of burst lowered is going to make healers more enjoyable, I think, to heal in Soul Shuffle, but also just in general in every single bracket, in every single PvP kind of thing. I think it's a whole huge W for Blizzard. The only thing I'm actually a bit sad is it is for 10.1, which is probably in 2 or 3 months time from now. And that is maybe the only L I see right now. Now, the talent class tunings and nerfs, please read it with a pinch of salt. It is still too early to judge the balancing changes. They can still change a lot of things. They already did with 10.0.7 actually, like all those balance druid changes, which is are actually huge W's, by the way, very good. Now let's see if they're going to go live, but I think it's a very good W. Feral Druids as well, having Shred actually doing damage, is actually a good thing in my opinion. Hunter, you see Roar of the Sacrifice will be a talent in the core tree as a choice node against Hunter's Avoidance, which is reducing AoE damage, so it's very good. Again, they have ideas now. They have also the rework for Shadow Priest, which is again a rework. Um, Now, I think that wall of text is probably better spent on the PTR because you don't really know what it is until you actually try it. I would hugely encourage everyone to go on the PTR, the 10.1, so it could be very nice for you guys to actually test it out. Enhancement Shaman, again, great changes as well, although we will have to wait and see what they could do for us. And PvP changes, that is the one I want to talk the most because that is probably going to be a philosophical change. It's not going to alter until 10.1 probably. Everything is reduced, even interrupts. So interrupt duration is going to be decreased to like 3 seconds, for example. Skull Bash, Mage, it will be 5 seconds, Monk 3 seconds, Paladin 3 seconds, Rogue 3 seconds, which is pretty big. It's a 2-second difference, and that is probably the one that is going to hurt the most with blind. Windshear 2 seconds, Warlock 5 seconds, and Warrior 3 seconds, which is massive. And then you have a few nerfs here and there, like blinding sleet, but also asphyxiate 3 seconds, which is a 2 seconds nerf. You have roots being 6 seconds duration, which is a huge W for a few classes. The steel trap as well, 6 seconds. You have, of course, rogue, which is probably the biggest change. Blind duration decreased to 5 seconds in PvP combat, intentionally made to not being able to blind into sap. But what you could do is a stun into blind, into sap, because it will drop combat anyways, and you will be able to do that. But you will have to expand a kidney shot, which is a bit sad, but still possible if you're playing subtlety, because sheep shot is still spammable on the main target while you're doing damage, so it's going to be still possible as subtlety, but not as assassination rogue. But it's a huge nerf though, it's a huge nerf. Sap duration is also 6 seconds now instead of 8 seconds, but all those numbers are pretty big, but you have to keep into account with the like trinket set that you had right now and you have right now. It was already 6.8 seconds, so you only lose basically 1 second, basically. And again, I think the outlier would be orc for stuns, and I hope they do nerf it or change it to something else, but it will make for stuns being very, very annoying to do versus orcs. But right now, with kidney shot will be a 5 seconds duration, which is good because, again, it's a counterplay. It's a counterplay extra you can have versus them. And in general, a lot of nerfs. But you got jizz, right? You got the jizz about all those things. I think they are ready to give a new PvP era, and all those other changes like balancing changes, I could discuss about it. I could make an extra video about it. Why not? Maybe I will do it in the future, but I think it's way too far ahead to actually like talk about something tangible. Think right now, if I have to discuss about something, it would be about 10.0.7, and if they do balancing changes on 10.0.7, I will discuss about it. But this is somewhat of a short video. My end footnote would be that people are overreacting. I think it's a great change. I think it's a bit sad that they are not talking about soul shuffle and not talking about RBGs and the state of RBGs and the state of brackets. I think on stream we discussed about multiple ways to actually make BGs come back into World of Warcraft on the forefront, and I will probably make a video about it with my whole thoughts behind it and with the ideas that could come up if I had the choices and the cards in my hands. But just the theory crafting and like the brainstorming about it is very, very interesting, and I look forward to know your actual comments and your ideas behind it. But if you want to hear me talk for 1 hour, I've made a podcast, came out today, yesterday actually, and we are discussing about everything and everything. So please do check the podcast. We're going to try to up the professionalism and the actually structure of the podcast, but I have to need a few assets and such to actually make it better. But it will be better in the future. Again, we're live streaming at least 2 or 3 times a week. At least I do try. And you can always tell me hi on a Discord or on the comments section below. We will always try to answer as fast as I can. And yeah, I mean, if you have any remarks about this PvP, if you think those changes are bad or not, please let me know. I think it's a overall W. I think we have so much CC creep in the game, which is also a lot of mobility creep in the game to actually counter it, but also a lot of burst creep in general. So I think by reducing the CC, at least the duration to it, you could actually change a lot of other things to push it back into line, right? So we will have to wait for that. But anyways, let me think what you think about this video. Let me think or let me know what you think about the patch 10.1, and we will catch each other very soon in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.